Alright guys, this video is on AERO, KASPA, Art Block, PNG, and LCX. So I'm gonna get right into it, and let's go ahead and start with KASPA first. So if you look at KASPA right now, KASPA is following the master trend, which is this way. Anything below this yellow line is bearish, anything above it is bullish. Now within this trend, if you look at it, KASPA is moving between this trend line and this trend line. So it's really going sideways. If you look at it, it's respecting this trend line for right now. And it has this top area. So until KASPA breaks above this yellow line, if you draw this same trend line, you would want to buy when it comes down and getting close to touching here. So if you look at it, if you want to enter KASPA, it should be somewhere between 16 cents to 15.5. This is assuming we don't get a major pullback or nothing. I'm looking at the 1-day chart just to show you less candles, so that way I don't have to like zoom in, zoom out too much. So you look at it, it did get a sell signal a while back. This is before the dip, and it came down here showing that, hey, this trend line is the support. For any reason, if the market pull back, then it would still act as a support, this area right here. So it can still fall anywhere in between here. So that being said, if I was going to enter KASPA, I would enter once KASPA broke 16 cents. For now, if this yellow line that I have dashed and dotted, if it comes to the bottom, I would consider entering in this area. If you don't have any KASPA at all, it's a little bit different, but if you want to enter more KASPA, I would try to get it within this line as I showed. But I wouldn't buy above this line. Once it goes above it, it's going to give us a confirmation it's going to move up. So as of right now, it's wicking this way. So I believe if this trend line is true, it should get rejected there and slowly come back down towards the entry point, which I just showed you guys is between 16 cents to 15.5 cents based on current market condition. So 4 days from now, this could change if we get a major pullback, right? So let's go off to the next coin. And we're going to go to AERO. Now, I'm going to go on the 4-hour chart just so I can show you more candles. So if we look at AERO now, AERO been on this major falling parallel channel for a while. It worked itself back up and it came here. I could assume this might be creating a cup and handle. I don't have a cup and handle drawing, but it may come like this and then break out this way. So as it stands right now, if you wanted to enter AERO, you can enter AERO anywhere in this bottom of the trend line. AERO will eventually give you a confirmation candle up here. So if you draw this same trend line, until AERO gives you this confirmation candle, try to have AERO come down to the bottom of the trend line, and that would be one of your entry points. Now, if you look, it's down here, that would give you an entry around 70 cents. If it travels down here, it'll give you around 67 cents. So if you feel you have to enter, just let AERO come back to the bottom side of it, buy a little. Then if AERO moves up, then enjoy your profit. If AERO doesn't break out yet, it comes back down again, buy a little on the bottom. But eventually this kind of falling parallel channel breaks to the upside. But AERO already let us know that it's gonna break out. But because the breakout happened not too long ago, there isn't enough candle right now. But at least this is giving you a direction how AERO is moving. So if you look at it, AERO has touched here twice, so it's respecting it, and touch down here twice, so it's respecting it. So far we assume it's going to respect this falling channel until it decides to break to the upside. and then it will create another miniature pattern. Could be maybe a little ascending pattern like this, could then go to a little bit descending, then it could go ascending. So you get the point. It will create its own patterns. So let's get to the next coin. Let's go with ABT. Now ABT has been on this falling pattern also for a long time. Then eventually it came here, it broke out, gave us a confirmation candle here, as you can see this line. Then it went sideways on this trend and it decided to make a run up. So if I was personally going to insist on buying ABT without it breaking out on this ascending parallel channel, I would let this pattern slowly come back and touch down. If it touched down here, you can see 199 would have been an entry, but I don't think I would want to enter ABT this high, because as I said, ascending pattern like this parallel channel has the highest probability of breaking to the downside. So I would let this pattern play out. Then once it exits, it's gonna set a confirmation candle outside. Once it does that, it may do something like this, but then it will break to the downside. And once it does that, I would let that trend fall however much it's gonna fall, and then I would pick an entry point. So I wouldn't buy ABT anything above $2. I would at least target for this confirmation candle or some kind of pullback. So this pattern will let you know that if you must buy on this pattern itself, then buy it closest to the bottom of this trend line. Don't buy it at the peak, because it's spiking and it's spiking. So even if it comes down, it's high. Look, 199. I would let a confirmation candle come outside and force ABT to come down. Once it comes down, I would follow that pattern, just like this pattern here. You would have followed it down, wait for a confirmation candle, and then you would have entered. So in this case, this confirmation candle entry is somewhere between 170 and 140. So if it broke down this way, let's say, and it's going to create a channel of its own, once it comes down on the channel, and let's say it comes this way and it comes out, I would then buy ABT here. So I would get a confirmation. Now this is just assuming how it's going to break out. I would have bought it at 180, 174 cents range. So that's how I would analyze ABT. So let's look at LCX. So LCX had the same thing. LCX fell for a long time, and I'm not showing you the whole chart. If you follow this way, you're gonna see that it's been falling for a while. After it fell, it got as low as 10 cents, you can say. Right now you're at 13 cents, 13.8. So if you bought LCX 2-3 cents difference for the lowest it's been in 6 months, it's nothing. Don't let 3 cents change your mind if you believe in LCX. That being said, ascending pattern eventually breaks to the downside. So what I would do with LCX is, if I insist on buying and I can see that it has touched down to this bottom of the line, it entered here, touched here, touched here, I would try to enter LCX on this bottom of this zone. And if this pattern is true, then this pattern is gonna force LCX out of this master pattern, and then it's gonna go, it may break out, and then after that it may ascend into a different pattern. So for you LCX people, don't get too caught up on the price, because as I said, below 14 cents and lowest as 10 cents, 2-3 cents is not going to make an ultimate difference. If you think your target for LCX, let's say, is $1.75, whatever it is. So LCX should come out this way, and then once it comes out this way, it may get to whatever number it's going to get. It may break up somewhere here, and then it may crash, and then from there it may come down a little bit and then create another pattern and then follow that pattern. So again, I would buy on this bottom end of the pattern. But if I was a LCX person and I had, let's say, 5,000 to invest, I may put a couple thousand down right now, or maybe just wait till 13 cents. But from 10 cents to 13 cents is not a much difference, because at one point LCX was up at 40-45 cents or a little bit more, and then 30 cents, 25 cents, 20 cents, 15 cents. So you're in a great range. Few cents wouldn't make a difference if you actually believe in LCX. So let me get to the last one, which is PNG. So PNG is also in a similar thing. It had this falling pattern for a long time. And if I was to zoom out, you can see it's been falling for a while. And then it came down, broke out here, came back in the pattern, came here, we got a confirmation candle. Now it's moving this way. So same thing with PNG. If you must enter, I would wait till it touches down to this lower part of the trend. That being said, I would let PNG work itself and then finally break out of this pattern, make a confirmation candle down here, and then let PNG work until it decides, let's say another pattern here, that it's gonna enter, and then it starts moving and gives me a confirmation candle, and I would enter there. So personally, I wouldn't enter PNG right now. But if I must, I would try to stick to the bottom of the pattern or wait for a confirmation candle, let it take a dip, and then at that dip, I would enter. So that should cover it. I don't want to get too much into it because the market has already been on an uptrend. Things have been pumping, but that's just how I would do it. I would suggest you get TradingView. If you get TradingView, you could actually just set up the trend line yourself, which is right here. If you don't know how to set up trend lines, I have a video just to show you how to set the trend lines, and then just follow the trend lines. I have a bunch of trend line videos. Watch those and just track it. And if you're uncertain, you don't want to take a chance, just try to aim to buy at the bottom of the trend line if you want to buy without confirmation that it's breaking out of the trend. Till next time, you guys have a great Sunday. Peace.